Welcome to the latest episode of the King of the Road Show on Fox 4 KBTV. The King of the Road Show is a national award-winning entertainment-based program produced by Southeast Texans for Southeast Texans.
King of the Road.
Thanks again for watching the King of the Road Show in HD. I'm Jim King, host and producer of this show and co-owner with Mickey Ashworth of the all-new Kings Country internet radio station at kingscountry.net. If you're growing tired of long commercial breaks, endless DJ chatter, and narrow playlists, stream Kings Country, a much better alternative for country music fans everywhere at kingscountry.net. Kings Country has a king-size playlist of over 2,000 of the best country tunes, past and present. And we were designed and launched with the Southeast Texas country fan in mind. Stream the all-new Kings Country 24/7 on your PC or smartphone at kingscountry.net. Brought to you by the Log-On Cafe, Guideco Technologies, and Glenn's Express Collision in Beaumont. Coming up on this week's show, we'll air Heidi Newfield's latest music video, Why'd You Have to Be So Good, on my music clip of the week, sponsored by Starvin' Marvin's Bar and Grill in Beaumont. But first, we'll cruise back to Beaumont's Whiskey River for our exclusive with country legend John Conlee. Cruise with me.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road Show.
Oh, hi, to the guy.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road. Cruising in my station wagon, trying to keep the muffler from dragging. Sometimes it all seems so defeating as I'm hustling to make it to the Cub Scout meeting. Ooh, I dream about Mexico, where all the pretty people go. But we're on a budget that just won't buy. Not much money, but a whole lot of love. Living that domestic life, happy children and a pretty wife. Our Cocker Spaniels always having puppies. How could anybody be so lucky? See me mowing my domestic yard. Lord, I owe my soul to MasterCard, but it seems to suit me to a T. That domestic life's all right with me.
John Conlee, great to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you.
It's kind of like deja vu all over again because we just had Johnny Lee on the show, and the last time I spoke with you was that same show that Johnny Lee was at. It was at the Cattle Barons Ball in 2009 here in Beaumont.
Right. That's a while back. Johnny and I work together a couple times a year. Our paths cross and we get together and on the same show, and it's always a blast, always fun.
I was doing a little homework today. I did my bio check, and I was reading up on you guys. You were born almost exact same time, about a month apart.
Yeah. I was born in August of 1946. So
you guys are both 65, but no plans to retire yet.
Oh no, I don't know how to spell retire.
Yeah.
My role models in the age department are particularly one grandfather who lived to be 94, was still driving a bulldozer at 92, and he only learned to operate it when he got in his 50s sometime. So that's the way I'm conducting things. I hope to be able to go as that strong, that long.
So you might be having #1 hits when you're 80 or 90.
That'd be all right, sure.
Yeah.
Well, Moses and Aaron were in their 80s when they were dealing with Pharaoh, so it's, age is just a number.
How many people over 30 in the crowd? Anybody over 30? Yeah, I don't know. Several of you, good. I don't know where Gus is, but he should be raising both of his hands if he's here. All right, how many under 30? Anybody under 30? Yeah! Let me see, sir. I'm not so sure about you, but maybe you're under 30. You all were at one. I was too at one point in time. All right, if you're under 30, we're glad you're here too, but just remember this one detail. Your time is coming. That's just what I want you to remember. Here's a song about being on the backside. Making money at 30 with a wife and a son. Then a short 5 years later, it all comes undone. She's gone back to mama with the boy by her side. Now I'm wine drunk and running with them on my mind. I'm on the backside of 30 and back on my own. An empty apartment don't feel like a home. On the backside of 30, the short side of time, back on the bottom with nowhere to climb.
Another thing you and Johnny Lee have in common is you both grew up on farms. You were on a tobacco farm and he was on a dairy farm.
Yeah. Over the years growing up, of course, tobacco was always the main cash crop in Kentucky in those years. No longer is that true, but we did, like all other general farm operations, we did everything. We had, at one time, we had chickens, sold eggs door to door. We had sheep at one time, hogs most of the time, cattle all the time, and we still do that. Cutting hay and filling silos and combining wheat and baling hay, all those things, you know.
So you grew up doing that. You're a hard-working man. You have a good work ethic in you.
All of my summers as a teenager were spent in the field, you know, doing whatever.
I know you still live on a big farm. Do you get out there and do sweat in the sun and do labor and everything?
When I'm home, I'm in work clothes most of the time, either on the farm, in the garden, and I do most of the maintenance on my bus. I do almost all of my own. I do all my own oil changing, greasing, and most of the fixing on it. So.
Hey, everybody, tell everybody that old JC's in town. Got $1.25, just raring to clown. But don't let nobody play me cheap. I got 50 cents or more than I'm gonna keep. Good times roll. Let the good times roll. He's been working all week. He's got mental fatigue. And that old cow sure looks fine. All week he's been gone. She's been sitting alone, slowly going out of her mind. As he kicks off his shoes for the 6 o'clock news, she's getting all prettied up. She's one to boogie, and he wants to lay there, and she's got the Friday night blues. Oh, those Friday night blues, they get in your shoes, and they work to get you down. I bet there ain't a lady that I ever knew who didn't need her a night on the town. But the hills and the bills and a week full of deals has got him feeling used. But he's kicking his shoes off, she's putting hers on, 'cause she's got the Friday night blues.
It's a pretty well-known fact that you actually were a mortician before you became a singer. Well, actually, you started singing, I think, when you were 10 years old, but at some time in your adult life, you became a mortician. A lot of job security there, but not so much in the country music business. What made you change?
Well, you know, I had planned out of high school to go to college and go into broadcasting. Mm-hmm. That was another love of mine that developed in me at the same time music did. Mm-hmm. And really going into the funeral profession was a little bit of a diversion. I started working part-time at a local funeral home when I was in high school because my best friend was there all the time, and he talked about it, got me interested in it. And I, lo and behold, got interested enough to do it full-time. Got my licenses, spent 6 years altogether, but I still had, you know, I was at a turning point. I either go on into the funeral profession, try to own somewhere, or I found I still had that old itch for broadcasting. So I said, well, this is the time to try radio if I'm ever going to. And that's what led me to Nashville, a job in broadcasting.
Did you do like the morning drive show?
Yep. I did it. Like everybody else in radio, I was everything from janitor to general manager at various places. But yeah, morning drive was the main thing I worked most of the time in it.
It's probably AM station at the time.
Well, AM and I was on the air most of the time on FM. When I moved to Nashville, I went to anchor a news block in the morning. I read news for 4 hours every morning on AM. And then when we took the AM station to rock and roll, changed the format, I went to FM and started playing easy listening stuff on FM.
Well, what a great place to make contacts there in Nashville when you're talking to all the country stars that were there at the time.
Too many times I didn't try to hold you.
It's the King of the Road Show, and you're watching our recent exclusive with country legend John Conlee. Much more to come. But coming up next is Heidi Newfield's latest music video, Why Do You Have to Be So Good? On King's Music Clip of the Week, sponsored by Starvin' Marvin's Bar and Grill in Beaumont.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
King of the road.